Joining us live with his take is biotech entrepreneur and author of the upcoming book, Woke Inc., Vivek Ramaswamy. Vivek, great to see you again. Here's the tweet in support of that professor. This is the tweet from the professor in support of the teacher. Truly anti-racist parents, in the name of love of their kids, should pull them from the 𝙁𝙤𝙡𝙡𝙦 school as of next fall. Only this will arrest these misguided elect parishioners from their quest to forge a new reality for us all. How spot on is that statement, Vivek?
Well said. I think that critical race theory, especially when it's taught to kids, Todd, is really a form of psychological slavery, which actually teaches minority kids that they're inherently disadvantaged because of the color of their skin, white kids that they're inherently advantaged or oppressors because of the color of their skin. And I think that that's actually rolling back 60 years of progress since the Civil Rights Revolution, since when you teach that kids that kind of drivel, that actually becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. And so I think I'm proud of parents and teachers for both standing up against this tide, but this is really only the beginning of what we're going to have to see in order to really turn the tide in this country.
Hey, Vivek, you say we have sacrificed true diversity itself and that we've also sacrificed the idea of excellence. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, look, I think that diversity is unquestioningly a good thing when it is about diversity of thought, when diversity is a means towards the end of pursuing excellence. But what we've seen right now is the creation of this new religion around wokeism, the new, what I call the church of diversity, which in the name of diversity has actually sacrificed true diversity of thought. In the name of diversity has actually sacrificed excellence. And by the way, for that matter, in the name of inclusion, creating an exclusionary culture where certain points of view are just not welcome. And I think that we need to see past the labels to recognize that actually the only people served by this are the priests of that high church of diversity, rather than the actual true objective of actual diversity of thought that defines the pluralism of this country.
And to that point, it seems those priests that you describe seem to be more or less, by and large, very, very wealthy, liberal, white people. How vital is it that people of color come out and reject CRT and say, hey, this isn't what we want?
Well, Todd, I'm actually going to just push back on you for 1 second. I don't even like the expression people of color. I actually think we need to stop talking about people on the basis of their melanin content. Even if you think about the expression people of color,
that's fair.
It effectively amalgamates people of hundreds of different cultures, speaking different languages, different religions, into one of two categories, either of color or of white, as though there are these two cults and we pit them against one another. But I don't fault you for it, because that's become the lexicon used even on both sides of this debate. What we really need to see is that people are about the ideas they espouse. People are defined by the beliefs that they have, irrespective of the color of their skin, irrespective of their ancestry. That's where we need to get to. We're a long way from there today. We were actually, I think, much further along even a decade ago from the Civil Rights Revolution. But I think we need to roll back some. We need to regain some of that progress that we've lost and then make our way forward, where I think the next decade ought to actually be about reminding us what we share in common as one people, rather than just dividing us on the basis of these skin-deep characteristics.
And real quick, we have about 30 seconds left. This is a $52,000 a year private school, by the way, that we're talking about. If you're a parent of kids at that school, what do?
Pull them out. And I think that many parents who are objecting are doing so anonymously. I think they shouldn't hide behind the veil. They should say publicly this is exactly why they're removing them, and ultimately moving to schools that match their values.
Besides confronting any school board member or homeschooling your kid, is there something else that you want to see people do?
Yeah, look, I think that I think courage is infectious. And when you find yourself in a school board meeting or a parent-teacher conference where you think you're the only person in the room who believes what you do, actually speak up. And my commitment to you is, if you do that, you'll probably discover that you weren't the only person in the room who believed what you did. That kind of courage is infectious, and we need to see more of it.
Vivek Ramaswamy, great to see you, my friend, as always. Have a great day, great weekend.
Good to see you.
Thank you.